Well, it's been a while since I've done a briefing, and even out here on the remote island of Bantayan, we're still doing double masking, and people are supposed to be fully masking. And the Philippines is about to have a huge, surge and outbreak again, so we're still being cautious here. But I relocated the project here, went looking around the world for an affordable place to work, and out here on this ocean, from way over here out, you'll see some locals out here fishing in the morning. This body of water is the strait between Negros Island far off there in the west and Cebu Island over here in the east. And Cebu is a bit bigger than the island of Puerto Rico. This body of water, this one strait, is bigger than Long Island Sound. It's about as big as maybe as Lake Erie. And every day, usually twice a day, this entire body of water rises and falls. So when we're at a low tide today, it's just a typical low tide. At a very low tide, this water will drop another half a meter. Stay further back. I want wide view. This water will drop another half a meter. You can see these dark areas where the grass is. This ocean will recede all the way out there. All right? And if you look over in this direction, at the steps we just came down, and you can see the undercut on the cliff here, at the highest tide, that water comes up to that second step. And when it takes place, when this happens over 12 hours, and you don't see it, you don't think about it. But this water is about this deep. Twice a day, this height of water over this entire area drains and fills out of this channel here and a similar channel to the south. And that is moving a volume of water, billions or trillions of gallons of water, huge volumes of water. And they all have to come through these channels. And as a result, under there beneath the ocean, where you don't see it, is a current flow similar in volume or greater to the Amazon River, going in and out twice a day through these channels, very slowly, where you don't see it. Now there's a lot of noise about wave energy. And you see waves are impressive. You see these giant waves, 3-4 stories high, with daredevils surfing on them and helicopters viewing them and so forth. Look out at this ocean today. This is actually a fairly rough ocean morning for us. It's a bit windy. There are mornings I come out here and you can actually see yourself in the ocean. It is so flat. Most of the world does not have significant wave heights. While there are locales where you can power something, a community, a city, off of wave energy, the tides are pervasive. They are all over the entire ocean. There are spots where there are very low to no tides, and there are spots like the Bay of Fundy where the tides go 30, 40 feet high. So this entire project is about how to capture that invisible moving water out there, which is moving at about maybe walking speed, and harness it using low-cost, off-the-shelf equipment. And develop techniques where we can distribute that technology around the world. And we don't put in one generator here and one generator here. We put in an array of generators running this entire strait, 2 or 3 tiers deep. And during that period, we are now the equivalent of a huge hydroelectric dam made up of anchor ropes, anchors, rigid nets, soft nets, so forth, all of which are covered in our proposal, which generates electricity at 2% or less of U.S. natural gas. When we can generate electricity at 2% or less of natural gas in the USA, power generators over the entire world will have little choice but to adopt this technology in order to compete and stay in business. And by the same token, there's a lot of money to be had. And if we utilize that money appropriately, if that is controlled by environmental NGOs as opposed to large corporate multinationals, whose primary mission is to retarget that revenue into environmental remediation, population control, plastic recycling, and so forth, and the equipment is built by industry, the same industries that we will be competing with, and they get a share of the pie, so that they get a piece of the profit also. It is a win-win situation simply because the world needs so much energy, and this technology can generate it at such a low cost, 2% or less of current natural gas generation in the USA. It will be the cheapest form of energy generation in the world today, and considering how difficult it has been to develop, this type of technology will probably be the lowest cost form of generation for at least 1 or 2 centuries to come. This development is on the order of the windmill, the water wheel, the hydroelectric dam. This is not a new product. This is a fundamental new method and technology for generating energy, and the profits and revenue from that energy are what will fuel a system that can truly save our planet. We have been working 50 years, 60 years on this, and I personally have been working on this in my spare time, in my mind, and dedicated for the last 2 years on the technological solution that will power the remediation and restoration of the Earth's biosphere. Thank you for listening.